That's great.
What's up, party people? Welcome to drum roll, please. The worst drum roll ever. Welcome to We're All Dying Anyway because we are. So you might as well shut up and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
I'm Sydney, and this
Yeah.
is.
Malcolm. Yeah.
You're gonna say yeah the whole
Uh-huh.
time.
Yeah.
Malcolm thinks he's funny, but he's not. But he'll learn that eventually throughout the show. So today is our very first episode. Thank you for all your applause. We should get a machine,
Yeah,
a
little
button
noise
that
thing.
gives a
So
little
you
thing, but I don't know how
have
to
a
do
fake
that.
studio audience and everything.
Exactly.
Some dogs.
Exactly. Since y'all don't know us, we're just gonna tell you about us, and you're already listening, so you obviously are interested. So, you want to go first?
Yeah. So as she said, my name's Malcolm. Uh, right now I'm like stationed right outside Washington D.C. in Maryland. I just left Penn State University for like my final time. Left twice already. Getting ready to go teach English in South America soon. Been studying Chinese for 9 years. My Spanish is mierda. And yeah, I'm just trying to be myself now. How about you, Sydney? How are you?
Stop! Why you sound like that? Like you don't know me. Okay. Anyway, like he said, I'm the younger one. Fun fact. We're like almost exactly 6 months apart. I just realized that you're the 21st and I'm the 22nd. Yeah, exactly. So we're 6 months apart. So I'm 22, but I'll be 23 in November. And I also live in Maryland, but we both kind of hate it here, so we're trying to leave.
I don't hate it. It's just,
You just said you hated it
it's
this
just
morning.
the East Coast is
Don't let him lie to y'all.
slight garbage.
I won't let him lie
Everybody
to
is
y'all.
stressed out. Everybody just wants money.
But that's all over the world. It's not just
Things here,
Maryland.
but just East Coast though. I don't know. It's different when you travel. It's different when
Is
you
it
travel
really?
though.
I think
It's
if you
different.
travel outside of the United States, then probably
Of course, when
yeah.
you travel outside the United
But
States, but like this place is so huge and there's no real culture here. So like
I think so.
holding down the entirety of America, even there's like a culture here. Honestly,
Yeah, because the culture is kind of like diversity is what makes it a culture, I guess.
Sure.
Like what it's supposed to be. Like everybody's open, and it's a melting pot. Is what it's supposed to be. But apparently, people are acting like we don't like each other, so that's why it sucks right now. I think. The other reasons we'll obviously reveal later in the podcast. So,
See?
I mean, maybe people don't know. So
Mm.
this is what this is for.
Tell them more about yourself. So.
More about myself. I
Shit so far.
don't. Well, that's because you interrupted me, jackass. Also, we curse a lot, so don't be offended. So
13 and that.
13 enough. 13s are probably like bad as shit now, but
They already are. Everybody got a cell phone.
I mean, yeah, but the cell phone doesn't like make you bad. It's
It
just
really
the stuff that's
does.
on it.
Kids be
It's
showing
like
each other
other
shit.
people. I guess, but somebody got to show the kids that.
Phone.
I mean, the phone isn't doing it. They're looking for it. Like some
Parents and
things,
shit
I
like
guess.
that.
Like I don't know. Like I wasn't like that when I was 13. I was actually a goody two shoes up until 12th grade. Oh, another fun fact. I've known you for how long? Since seventh grade. So what is
Really?
that?
You went to Ernest Just? No,
This
that
nigga.
wasn't Ernest Just.
Yes, it was. Remember we
That
were in the
was?
orchestra with Miss
That was Ernest Just
what
though?
is her name? Yeah, Ernest
Mr.
Just.
Dvorak?
Miss Dvorak, and now she's a Mister, I think now.
Yeah, Mr. Dvorak.
Yeah. Remember I mentioned in seventh grade we had to wear those ugly burgundy
Yeah,
shirts
and the blue
and the blue
pants.
pants, and then we finally graduated to the white shirts and the khaki
Gray
pants.
khaki pants.
Well, no, because remember in eighth grade it's a different uniform for the eighth graders.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Wasn't it like
I just
tan
told you.
pants?
Yeah, khaki pants and a white polo or a dark blue polo.
Oh, you said graduate. I thought you were talking about
Well, I
two
meant
pairs.
like graduate from that uniform to another, and then to another. But I always wished I was one of those girls who looked really cute in their uniform, like jazz it up. But I always looked like a box
Another
and
regular
pants.
kid.
But it was like beyond regular. It was just like bland. Like I didn't wear jewelry. I didn't really do anything different to my hair.
Mm-hmm.
I had the same hairstyle from shit.
Yeah,
Like
all you did was
shit.
braids for years. All you
It
did was
was a long
braids.
time because I didn't know how to do my hair, and I kind of still don't. So my mom would pretty much make me wear the same
Braids.
hairstyle, like literally the exact same hairstyle
Years on it.
from like probably sixth grade up until my junior year of high school. I think that's how everybody knew me because I always had the same hairstyle.
So
And funny enough, nobody ever like picked on me for it, which was interesting. But
wasn't really like
I was a pretty confident person, so I
I
guess
think we were
they didn't
growing
give a
up in an
shit.
environment where people make fun of hair.
They made fun of a lot of things. Like when I was in middle school, my first day in middle school, I remember these two boys were mean as shit to me. I had on these shoes. I thought they were like cool as shit. It was all white Nikes, and they came up to me and was like, "Oh, yo, look at your shoes, bro. What the fuck, man?" I was like, I was so mad. I went home and cried.
For real, you cried
I
off
really
that? That's
did.
all we
I used
used
to
to
be a
do.
punk. I swear to God.
Now they call it roasting. All we used to do is just join
I
each
know,
other.
but that was before. That's when it was actually like bullying.
Funny.
Like
No.
it really wasn't. In high school, it was funnier because I
Yeah.
got to the point where it's like, okay, nobody really
It's
gives a
funny.
shit. They're
Nobody
just
gives
like being trying to be,
Now we got all
extra.
this like cyberbullying is like super real now.
That's true.
Just because kids can't put down a damn phone.
It's cause, well, also because people are babied all the time now. Every time
Mhm.
somebody gets offended, they think it
Safe
means
space.
something. Like, it doesn't really mean anything. You just got your feelings hurt. But,
Yeah. Maybe some compensation or reparations.
something. I think they just want attention, honestly. They just want to feel better
Of
about
course.
themselves.
Like you said, your dad told you people like being sad. That shit's real.
My dad said.
Your dad said.
When did my dad say that?
You told me over the phone that your dad said that like people like being sad.
No, I think I said that to my dad. My
Uh,
dad doesn't. My dad is. Anyway, I'm not gonna say that because he's probably gonna hear this.
He's listening right now.
Right. Right. But no. Okay. Anyway, that's a long enough
They don't
of
know
an
nothing
intro.
about you.
They just heard a whole bunch of stuff about middle school, about
I guess.
my
You gotta talk
hair.
about yourself. What do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I love art. I'm not a very good like.
Person.
Wow. No.
Got a dog. The person.
Okay. Wow. Somebody's gonna be very offended by this. But no, I'm not a very good like I can't do people, but I do like a lot of crafting stuff. I like to make things more than anything. I love rap music. It's my favorite genre of music ever in life. What's your favorite genre of music? You didn't say
It's like jazz, Latin jazz, honestly.
that. That's such a random
Random?
genre. Like
Random genre?
you're a 23-year-old black man living in America, and your favorite genre of music is Latin
You hear
jazz.
how uncultured blacks are?
Is that
See how he
he's
throws
black,
up
by the way. We're both black.
And jazz ain't black?
I'm not saying it's not, but for Latin jazz to be your favorite,
Okay.
are you saying jazz, comma Latin, or Latin jazz?
Jazz / Latin jazz.
What? Okay.
Alright.
I mean, it's odd to me because there's no words.
Alright.
So what do you?
There are definitely words in jazz tracks. You ever heard
Every
of
jazz track you play when I'm around, it never has any
heard of
music
like
to
Billie
it.
Holiday, Sarah Vaughan?
I'm saying whenever I'm in the car with
Oh my
you and I
god.
hear it, there's no music. I mean, there's no words. It's
There's
just
no
all
music?
music. You know what I'm trying to say.
That she's the second favorite then if you're, you know. Uh yeah, maybe just rap.
I'm actually very surprised by that. I don't think I've ever heard you listen to like rap. It's
I don't
usually
listen to
like
it like on
soul.
purpose all the time.
I'm the opposite. That's like
Like
90%
I
of
only
what I
hear it on
listen
the
to.
radio, but I like old school more than like new school, like trap and shit like that. It's stuff's fun, but I can only listen to that part.
Oh yeah, that too.
'Cause
I think
otherwise, they ain't saying nothing. But you know,
yeah, rap music is definitely
they ain't
taking
saying
over
nothing.
an unhealthy ratio to other music. But the only thing that bothers me about trap now, like, is if the people who are rapping about it, like that was actually their life, but now people are just doing
Yeah,
it
it's just doing it.
because,
Yeah.
and they don't even have to have talent for it.
No.
Like, I'm happy that black people are coming up and all that, but like, that's not a talent if you just like saying random things to a catchy beat.
I don't know. It gets the job done currently. So.
Apparently, but that's dumb though. Like, is it really getting the job done, or is it making everybody like just have terrible taste in music?
I mean,
It's doing a job, but not the
like way
job.
back when people were just rapping about like how they feel and shit like that.
That's what you should rap about. That's what's real.
It
To
would like
me.
actually help people, you know. Like, you know, brother down the street feel the same way I do. Walking down the
Yeah.
street, bumping the jukebox, whatever. But nowadays, just sitting on some lean, stands in my back pocket.
In the
But
back pocket though.
no, I'm knocked out. Oh.
Well,
Straight up.
you're definitely not a rapper, but okay. Anyway, that's enough, I guess, rambling for now. But today's first episode is pretty much talking about why people care what other people think, us included, because I think everybody has that phase. So we're just kind of gonna dive into that, and yeah.
Mm. Oh, personally, when I was growing up, and still to this day, well, when I was growing up, more so, I would give a lot of like credit to what other people thought before I thought about how I felt about myself. It was more so subconscious because people can be real dicks if you let them. Honestly, mm,
Yeah, I hear that.
especially if you grow up in an environment that's like not always the healthiest or just most conducive to like good self-esteem in the first place. Like you just got people fighting, yelling, chasing each other around the house, or etc. How do you feel about it, Sydney?
I don't know. For me, I think I learned at a younger age. Like it all just kind of snapped into place for me. I just thought about it one day and I was like, well, people are mean, but my heart kind of knew that they don't want to be mean. They're just angry and they're taking it out on me.
You angry or something?
Yeah, they're just angry about whatever, something I can't control. So I never really let it bother me. But that was around like 12, 13 years old. But before that, and I don't think anybody really knows this. I think I told you, but I don't know. From like, what was it? Maybe fourth grade up until the sixth grade, maybe. I was like bullied all the time. But I think it was more so me bullying myself and then just letting other people do it to me. And I still don't really know why that happened, why I felt that way, because I didn't come from a house of dysfunction. It was the opposite. Everybody told me how smart and pretty I was all the time, so I don't really know where it came from. But
Yeah, I relate to that. Usually it was just because I wore glasses. People would just be like, "Oh, you're a nerd, blah blah blah, nerd." But but
you want to read, nigga?
it
The fuck?
would, yeah, like it would affect me, but it never got to the point in which I would say I'm bullied. I would just say people were bothering me all the time. Kids at school, peers and whatever like that.
Mhm.
But
Well, what do you consider bullying to be, if that's bothering? Like, what is actual
just
bullying?
personally, I would just call it bothering me. But other people would. No, I'm not gonna say other people would call it bullying, but someone else could call it bullying. Personally,
Okay.
bullying to me is just like being attacked for even being around, or just being somebody's scapegoat or punching bag just because they're going through something in their own head and they see you. Maybe you got something they want.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
projections, but
I
stuff
got,
like
I got you. So, like, when did that stop, though? Because you obviously still have glasses on right now.
that. I don't
You don't seem to care what other people think about it.
know. When did what stop? You asking?
The bothering, like,
Oh,
was it
people
you who
bothering
was
me?
like, all right, fuck y'all, I don't care, or did they just like leave you alone?
It's not even the fact that like I never had a problem talking to anybody growing up. Like I always had different friend groups and things like that. So even the cool kids, they had a little cool kid group. But
Mhm.
if I like, was amongst them, I'd be talking to them, blah blah blah. They'd, be not really picking on me, but you know how like some people just like testing you real quick, and then like afterwards
Uh-huh.
it's just like normal.
Yeah.
Just to see. I don't know if you're gonna be a little punk bitch or some shit like that.
Hmm.
But no, I'd always like handle it. I always like laugh with them and like say my little joke, whatever, or just be like, yeah, whatever, and just go about my business with them, whatever.
That's definitely one thing about Malcolm. He would literally talk to anybody. He
Mm,
shouldn't really do that, but
you shouldn't.
he really shouldn't because it's very dangerous. It can be dangerous, but
Mm-hmm.
he will literally open his mouth to anybody. I'm
Yeah,
not
just
that kind of
talk.
person, but
Everybody can talk.
he's.
Why not?
I mean, everybody can talk. Doesn't mean you should do everything you can do.
I don't know. I feel like we
Like,
all the same. Should be able to just walk up to somebody.
yeah, everybody doesn't think that way though.
I
That's
know
the
that.
thing.
Like, they got to tell me.
I am telling you because you walking up to random people talking and shit.
It's only one way to find out if you can have a
So
nice little experience. Like,
I
oh, that
mean,
was
what if
pleasant.
it's not nice? What if you end up talking to somebody who like racist as shit and you don't even know?
I'll
And
find out, and I'll be like, all right, now I know. I learned.
but you could be in a dangerous situation.
All right.
What if like in the movies, the white people always have a shotgun for whatever
Yeah.
reason? He's just like, "What did you say to me, boy?" And he's got a shotgun. Then what you gonna do?
Black people walk around with shotguns and shit.
I'm talking about
What'd you
this
say to me,
present
boy?
question, this current question.
Mm. What about it? Like, you want my hypothetical answer?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, what if that happens? Then what?
Turn the other cheek.
You gonna shoot your other cheek? That's the whole.
Alright,
Okay.
it's my fault.
Then half your cheek will be blown off.
Yeah, got another one.
Anyway, as far as what people think, like I said, when I was like 13, I think I kind of realized like people only do things because of other people
Mm-hmm.
or their thoughts that they think for whatever reason. Because
There's
whatever
always like
reason,
some deep rooted underlying reason for everything we do.
right? So because I had that whole experience with me kind of like beating myself up and being like a really self-deprecating child, which is strange. I don't think I've ever met like a self-deprecating child before.
I don't think so.
I don't think I have. I think kids now are just like fuck everything. Like I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, I think
And
that's every kid though. Like always.
yeah, but that wasn't me though. That's what I'm saying. Like I wonder where that came from because nothing really happened for me to be like, I hate myself or what have you.
No.
I mean, and it's not like now that I think about it, nobody was really doing anything to me. I think I kind of walked around feeling like less than everybody else, and then they picked up on it and acted on it.
Exactly.
So that's probably what it was.
Same thing for me too. Like just kind of feel down about myself. Other people kind of follow suit with that.
Yeah.
You kind of create your reality. I suppose.
But I wonder how that happened because you were kind of born into a more chaotic situation than I
A little
was.
bit.
So, like the way I grew up was pretty peaceful. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, my mom and dad weren't together. They argued here and there, but it was never like "fuck you" and all of this. Nobody ever put their hands on each other. They
Yeah,
tried not to
same here.
argue in front of us.
Tried.
I grew up in the suburbs, so it's not like there was gang banging and all type of other stuff around.
We grew up really well, honestly.
Yeah,
All things considered, we grew up really well.
and we're still pieces of shit. So what happened? It's like no. Like,
Drink and smoke every day. Yeah.
Anyway, don't say that.
Oh.
He's gonna make these people think we're fucking druggies and alcoholics. No. I do drink. I can't do drugs really. Something about it just feels very unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
That's another big difference between us. I'm more
You're less adventurous. You're less curious, I think.
maybe I don't know if I'm less curious, but I have a lot more boundaries. Is the thing. Like I play it safe a lot more. I think. Well, you know what? No, I can't even say
I
that.
play it safe too, just in a different way. I don't know. I play it safe, but I'm still gonna have the experience. Other people will play it safe and just not have the experience.
Okay,
They'll call themselves playing
I'll
it
say
safe.
that. Like he'll like do crazy things, but he'll do like research and a whole bunch of stuff to
I like to
know
not
about
be
it.
completely ignorant about what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Or at least have a little bit of learnness about it.
But to me, it's like if there's even like a 0.5% chance that some shit is gonna happen, I'm not gonna do it. And that's not like a scared thing. It's more like my life is too important for something to happen because of something dumb. Is really what it is. I have too many important things to do, so I'm not about to, stick some shrooms up my nose and go fucking crazy.
Yeah, okay. That's the way it works.
I don't do drugs. You probably could. I don't know.
Don't do shit.
It might do something else. You might patent a new drug or something. I don't know, man. But anyway.
Saying at age 13. Yeah, I feel like all my life, I've always had this strange intuition or awareness when it came to like other people or just how, especially like feelings. I could always pick up on people's feelings, and I would kind of feel them too. I was trying to find a better way to say it. Like I don't know, like
that was pretty terrible.
Pick up on people's feelings and feel them too, and I would kind
empathy.
of. Yeah, that's the perfect word.
Yeah,
empathy.
that's why they
I
made
always
the word.
have like a lot of empathy, and I'll kind of allow myself to. I put myself second a lot of times too.
I don't see you do that a lot, actually. Maybe you did it like. Maybe it's just with smaller things, or maybe just an asshole to me. Maybe that's what it is. But no, I can see it a little bit, like with your mom and stuff.
Mm.
Like, of course, I'm not gonna put your business out there because obviously, if she's getting on your nerves, instead of saying something, you'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go ahead and act like this didn't happen, so I can continue to have a good day.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was growing up for me. Like shit would just be happening, and no one would talk about it, and all of a sudden it's like look normal, but like in my head, like I know everything's not okay, but no one is willing to like step up and like try to fix the problem orally first. They would just like, put this little coat of paint over it and be like, all right, it's cool now, and some shit like that.
Yeah.
I can get really messy really fast for a kid.
For me, it was kind of the opposite. Like, I was always like after that stage of feeling down about myself. Once I grew out of that, I kind of turned into I don't give a fuck about nothing, but in a good way. Like at the end of the day, I know everything's cool, so I can
Like
live
in a
the way
way
I
that
want to
allows
live.
you to go through day by day without having to not slow down, but you know what I mean?
No.
Like having a mindset like that. So if you're saying I don't give a fuck, but in a healthy way, you're just like hurting other people without giving a fuck, hurting yourself without giving a fuck, and just like kind of going day through day.
No, not at all like that. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
but in a healthy way, I think what you're saying is like I don't know, something bad happens real quick, but you're still alive, so you don't give a fuck. And okay, good.
I thought you were gonna grab me with that. Like, I've lived a I don't give a fuck kind of thing, and in terms of like caring what other people thought, because I knew pretty much wrong from right, because I had already felt the feelings of beating yourself up. So when somebody would tell me like, "Oh, I'm okay," and blah, 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 I'm like, "Well, you're not," but okay. And of course, they'd have an attitude because it was always to older people, and they felt that I was being disrespectful, and they get upset.
Kids.
So
Everybody's a fucking kid when you're growing up.
exactly. So pretty much that's where the I don't give a fuck part came in because I knew I was right, but because nobody would hear me, I would just be like, you know what, fuck it. I know I'm right, but you'll get there eventually. I know you're not gonna listen to me because I'm quote unquote a child. So I'm just gonna let it go. That's another thing. Like, I don't know why people do that. What is so wrong with like listening to a child? It's not even like obedience, just opening your ears and hearing what they have to say.
I don't know. Once we grow up, we kind of get a little more attached to our ego, and then we like see a little kid. Little kid might be right. Little kid might look a little. I don't know. It's like jealousy because kids don't have to like worry about as much. You know what I mean?
That is true. Maybe it's like internal justice. I never thought about it like that. Kids can live a carefree life, do and say what they want for the most part.
And so like they see a kid that's like feeling good or some shit like that, or in a situation that we went through as a kid and we didn't really handle well, and we're like, oh fuck this kid, blah de blah. I got my money, I got my job. This kid ain't grown up yet. You know
Fuck
what he's
this
talking
kid, bro.
about? Yeah. I remember a lot of those situations growing up. Like grown ups dead ass will not listen to you when you're a kid.
They really won't.
Just not listen to you. They'll say you did something wrong, and I'm like, no, I didn't even do that. That was him. Like, no, it was you, and now you're going to timeout. And it's like it wasn't me, but I guess I'm just gonna be crying now.
For me, it was never stuff like that. I mean, I was always the mischievous one, so it was usually me, so I didn't fight that. But for me, it was more so stuff like because my mom is a single mom, she's very, very strong, very proud, all these things, which she should be because she's a great mom. But sometimes I would say things because, they felt obvious to me and I thought she needed to hear them. And she would think, well, you're being disrespectful because I'm your mother and this, and that. And I'm like, and of course I would add insult to injury and be like, I mean, yeah, but I'm right. So obviously that didn't sound right coming out either. So after a while, I just kind of like shut up about it and did my own thing. But I wish I hadn't because I feel like we would be a little better off now. just a little bit.
Maybe.
But, message to everybody, listen to your kids if they're trying to talk to you. Don't take offense to it. Just, just hear
like it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about that too a long time ago. Like people don't like to be wrong.
People don't like to be much of anything. Just want to let me die and get this shit over with, please. Like shit is awful. I think we're getting a little off topic though. About what people like. What we're talking about what parents like, kind of. But I know I was more so talking about like just like strangers, like day to day people you meet and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's a good example. When I was in 10th grade, you remember we used to have like class week, and they would have different days where you dress up for like twin day or whatever, whatever. And I think we had one. It was just like bum day or something where you just dress like
Day?
Bama day. That's what it was. And you just dress as wild as humanly possible, right? About it? So I remember this. So in high school, I was a pretty bold person. That was my I don't give a fuck phase. I'm doing me, living my life, feeling good, right? So I had went to an amusement park like the week before, and I won this crazy looking wig. It was like neon pink and red and blue and all this other shit. Okay. You don't? If I show you a picture, you probably remember. But I remember it was like the third day, and I was killing that shit all week. Everybody was like, "Damn, girl, look at you!" And I was like, "Yeah, you know I'm fly. You know whatever. It ain't no thing over here, son." The exact opposite of fly. Well, I mean, on the other 2 days, you're supposed to dress like celebrities and other stuff. So on the Bama day, my mom was dropping us off at school because we lived in the suburbs, and she wouldn't let us ride the bus. And I had my wig on, and nothing in my mind told me like at all like somebody's gonna laugh at you, somebody's gonna not like this, they're gonna make fun of you, whatever. I was literally like 100% I'm about to kill this shit. And I remember her saying, you might not want to wear that because you look kind of ridiculous. I was like, that was like one of the first times I thought like what other people thought about me. And I still remember it to this day, and I'm not sure why that was the moment that hit me, because she said stuff like that all the time because you know she's a mom and she wants to make sure people don't fuck with me. But I remember that day specifically. I had on my white leather jacket, all that. And then throughout the day, I just kind of felt worse and worse. Like everybody would look at me, and I'd try to be happy about it and be like, oh yeah, they checking me out. But in the back of my mind, I'd be like, dang, what if they don't like it? Like, what if I look really crazy and everybody's laughing at me? That was probably like one of the first times it actually hit me. But if you think about it, the people who say that to you, hopefully, are saying it just out of their own fear, and it has nothing to do with you. So just usually is the case. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Like the most strangers, whoever, like really associates, affiliates, whatever, to you as a person, the most they really. Spit it out. Most they really have to worry about in terms of you, just like strangers, is just like trying to feel good off of making you feel bad. You know what I mean? Remember we were talking about like energy vampires and how people like dead ass just want to feel good from you feeling good, but instead of feeling good with you, they'll try to make you feel bad and just like take your shit. Yeah. From the inside out. That's like a whole episode by itself. Yeah. Personally, I only started to like subdue that little voice in my head 3 years ago, and actually like feeling good about myself actually a year ago. Like, of course, I like still go through. I'm still learning and all that shit like that. I still try to write every week and things like that. But yeah, I remember in high school, it wasn't. I think the main thing that really got in my way in terms of like myself was just like feeling like people don't really like me. They like something about me. Yeah, I don't know. Because when I meet people and talk to them, I really just want to get down to business and be like, yo, like, who are you really? And like, what do you really want out of life? And like, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? But not everybody is willing to even be on that level. Very true. With anyone, honestly. Maybe just like one other person that they meet, and then everyone else is kind of like shitty too, without realizing it. I think you're the only person I talk about like this kind of stuff with. You think so? No, I know so. As far as my life, because nobody else kind of speaks the same language that I'm
No.
speaking. Everybody's kind of
Everybody's
either.
sleeping.
It's not even like, well,
Everybody's
they
sleeping.
can be, but I'm my people specifically. They're just kind of like dumb. Like, just to be blunt about it.
Your
Like,
family or who's your people?
no, not my family. I don't talk about my family. I talk to my family about this kind of stuff. But like friends and things like that, I'll just, sometimes you have a moment where you just want to talk about
Yeah,
like
but then
real stuff,
yeah.
and then I'll say something like, I feel like people only like this about me, or whatever the case is, and they just say the dumbest possible shit back to me. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck?
Can't even really talk to you about this.
Yeah.
I can only like, joke around with you and like smoke with you, whatever.
Exactly.
Go to a party with you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody in life matters. That's one thing I'm starting to learn, especially after that acid trip I had.
Oh god.
That thing is really like cemented in my mind. Like not everybody matters. Like it's so freeing.
That is kind of
Because
true.
I really used to have this mindset where it's like, shit, I can't, and I have to like help everybody. You know, I'm not. Some people just be in your life for 30 seconds and they walk off. Maybe they make you feel a little bad, or try to. And nah, you have every right to just fuck that shit off and keep being yourself.
Exactly. At the end of the day, other people are just that. They're other people. They're just they're the same as you. They're just in a different body, pretty much. They have their own experiences and shit. But if you really think about it, we all come into the world the same way, unless you're like a test tube baby or some shit. And we all go out.
No offense to any test tube babies listening, I guess.
I mean, it wasn't no offense to it. I'm just saying, unless you're a test tube baby, you're still a person, but you came out of a test tube.
I think I got it. Oh, I'm a test tube.
Shut up.
Got my test tube in my drawer. Just that shit every night.
You got your test tube in your drawer.
Still wet.
Anyway, that would be really gross if I walked into your room. A little book with a case. My test tube.
My test tube.
The picture of your sonogram like that.
Here's that.
Anyway, you made me forget what the fuck I was supposed to say.
Everybody comes in the world the same
Oh,
way.
yeah. So, as far as...
Except for the test tube.
Except for the test tube babies. But I kind of thought about it, like, in a logical way when I was kind of coming out of that whole feeling bad about myself phase. I thought about it for a second, like, because I'm a very brainy person. I like to use logic. Well, I'm turning more to emotion now. But anyway, I know it feels great, right?
It feels great, but it's like, damn, like...
Wait, let me finish before I forget.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, pretty much, it doesn't logically make sense to care about what other people think, because all other people's opinions are their experiences trying to like get to you. That's all it is. It's not a factual thing.
Right.
Because I mean, every opinion is relative. Like you could walk down the street and somebody like, "Damn, girl, you look hot as shit. Girl, you fine as fuck." And then 2 hours later, somebody could be like, "Damn, that girl ugly as shit." Because like, I mean, it's not factual. It's opinion, and the person that's probably saying you ugly is because they ugly, and they just want everybody else to feel ugly.
And I'm sure you agree with this though. Like, that's not to say shut everybody down. Like, don't listen to anybody what they have to say.
Well, yeah,
don't take anybody's criticism. Because a lot of people out here really do, love you or care about you and things like that, and they have something to share real quick. But the whole main idea is just don't lose track of yourself just because of someone else has said in a matter of like 2 minutes. Don't let 2 minutes of someone else's input change your entire
perspective on life, I guess.
3,000 day experience or something.
See,
10 years old.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I'm a very, like I said, very cautious person. So in order to protect my energy, like I'll listen to other people's opinion, like I will hear it with my ears, but I'm not gonna take it inside, even if it's from my family. I'll keep
you hear it with your ears? I hear it in my feet.
Shut up. You just be a jackass all the time. Anyway, like I'll hear it, but I won't like absorb it until like I inspect the opinion first. So maybe that's a better practice when you're like, even with my mom, my dad, whatever, because I know them pretty well, and I have to see from their side too, because they're my parents and they want me to do certain things, not do certain things. So if my mom tells me like, "Hey, Sydney, I think you should do this," I'm gonna hear it, but I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, she wants me to do that. Let me go out and do it right now." I'm gonna think about it. I'm like, "All right, she wants me to do this. And I think about it from her side. Okay, if I was her, why would I want me to do this? That's how I literally think about it. Why is that funny?
Nothing.
I'm just saying, because she could just be saying something out of fear, like she did to me the other day. She was like, "Sydney, I think you need to get a better job because you need to have money for bills and you need to have money for this, for that," which is something everybody thinks. So instead of just absorbing it, I thought about it for a second, and I was like, "Why is she saying this?" Like, and I thought, okay, she of course has some financial struggles, so there's probably a fear of hers that she's projecting onto me. Because I'm fine with my life. Like I never said like, "Hey mom, can you help me get a job or anything?" She just kind of said it.
Right.
So now I'm like, okay, now I understand that she wants me to get it, but she wants it more so because of her than because of me. You know?
Okay.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Oh, about the emotions.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Forever. I've just been like putting my emotions in this little bag deep in my heart and just use my brain for everything.
Keep bags in your heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, my left ventricle. I
All
got
right.
a little.
Thanks.
Oh. So yeah, as I was saying before, so feel dumb.
Shut up.
Only recently, within I'd say like the past 2 months, especially when I made this friend up at Penn State named Elaine. Shout out to Elaine.
You gonna put her whole name out there?
Yeah.
What if she don't want her name
Whole
out there?
government. Elaine from Taiwan.
You stop.
Feel free to dox her.
Okay.
She really helped me understand like that it's okay to feel the way you feel, even if it hurts. Like it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel weak. Because I would think like, all right, if I need to ask for someone's help, and if I like, feel like a lesser man or anything like that, because I'm feeling my emotions or anything, that's bad, and that I really need to fix that. And, like,
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Like, do men like really think like if I express my feelings, I'm weak?
Maybe not all men. Maybe that is like a
If you had to
masculine
say,
principle. Yeah, I think that's like a masculine principle. Sure.
I thought that was fake.
No, it's a real thing for sure. Especially if you're being raised by other men who feel that too. They kind of like my words. It's passed down to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like without it being like said explicitly, like hey, don't feel, or something like
Yeah.
that. Like, of course, they're not
You
gonna
are
say
a
that.
fucking robot.
Yeah.
You bet if you feel one thing, I swear to God.
Yeah, like or they always tell little boys don't cry. Like, hey, when you cry, don't cry. Like punch him in his chest real quick. Like that shit don't help. That's just like
Oh, I wouldn't imagine
that's
it
a bunch
would.
of shit. Yeah, that's a whole bunch of shit. But
Yeah, I didn't know that was a real
emotions are
thing.
beautiful. They're crazy. I cried for the first time in over 10 years. Over 10 years? Nah, maybe 7. 6 or something. But yeah, I
The number
cried
keeps going
talking
down.
to these two friends of mine. I was asking them like, yo, how do you like go through life and just like be okay? Like all the shit you go through, how do you just like say, all right, that happened. Like, this is now, and I just gotta keep going. And I was like tearing up and shit. And I like actually cried. And in the moment, I was like, shit, this feels so good. I wish I could feel like this for like an hour straight. Just cry, just get it all out, and just like feel like a kid, honestly.
Feel like a kid.
Yeah, I feel like a kid. Cause I don't know, it's important to feel how you feel. I'm telling you, for the longest, I've just been walking around just like basically like stone face kind of approach to emotions. Just like, all right, yeah, like
That's
that
probably what
part
it is.
just
Probably why
sucks.
you was an asshole.
Asshole.
Well, you still are, but you know,
Asshole in what way?
in every way, shape, and form. Every single possible
I'm friendly with
way.
everybody.
Friendly, yeah, you're friendly to people who aren't your friends. That's what it is. You're friendly
To
to
my actual
strangers.
friends, I'm an asshole.
Yep,
And a genuine asshole?
a genuine asshole.
Okay, yeah, that's why you're still my
Just
friend.
you called me a bitch and a cunt today several times.
You always calling me names. I can't
No, I
call
did
you a
not.
bitch and a cunt.
I only call you something with ass. That's the only thing I call you. Jackass, asshat, asshole. What thing I say? See?
I don't
You
care.
see what I mean?
You obviously don't care either, so why should I care?
And you hit me in the chest earlier today.
You hit me in the back of my neck every day.
I was a tap. That's not the same thing. You always like to brag about how strong you are. Why acting like my hit is gonna do anything to
This is
you?
why I hide my emotions.
Just shut up.
People like you try to take advantage.
Shut up.
And I gotta, you know, act hard.
Yeah, whatever. He's joking, by the way. Shut up.
Um, you just derail shit.
I didn't derail anything. We're talking about caring about other people's opinions. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you think about it, even just through your eyes, when you talk about other people or say things that are not exactly nice about other people, you know deep down that shit's not true. You're just saying it because you're mad, because you feel some type of way. So the best way to look at it is just see that other person as you, pretty much.
Especially co-workers, especially if you're dealing with people who are, yeah, if you work in a bar or a restaurant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just co-workers who would just like be on your ass for no real reason, just be saying some like nasty shit real quick and walking away.
Like what?
I had to deal with that for like half a year or
I've
some
never
shit like that.
experienced that.
Man, it's the worst.
I've
Cause
worked in restaurants.
I used to work in this one bar in Maryland. I guess I'm not gonna get the city. I used to work in this one bar in Maryland. I was the only like black dude working there. I was 21. But I don't know, the way I was treated there was just like shit. Like I'd make a mistake and like one dude in particular, we'll call him Henry since he didn't go by that name. We'll call him Henry. He would just be disgusting. Like he just make this awful looking face. Just say some stuff like, "Are you going to do this? Because you had to do this, blah blah blah." And then I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm doing this right now. You need to hurry up and just do your job and walk away real quick." I had to like always like keep it thinking in my head, like I know this dude's just like struggling with his
His
home
wife just
life or
beats his
something.
ass
Yeah,
when she gets home.
because I know something's going
Not
on
a
with
joke
his
for domestic
family life.
violence.
And then one day in particular, after work, like we all have our shift drinks with everyone. All the customer and drunks leave. He was sitting there talking to the bouncer about how his brother was an asshole or something like that, and then he like died really young or some shit like that. And he was all sad. And I was sitting there, I was laughing in my head. I wasn't like laughing at him. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, I knew it. It was just something about his family because the way he comes at me, it can't be toward me. It can't be.
Yeah.
I haven't been here for longer than a year. Like this dude doesn't know me. He's like treating me like trash like this. There's always some underlying reason why people just try to treat you like dirt. Just usually because there's some soft spot in their heart that they don't take care of. Try to learn how to just take care of how I feel. I've done a lot of things out of like fight in the back of my mind for how I feel and like how other people make me feel. And realize that I didn't need to do that. All I had to do was just like, first of all, like seek help, just like talk to somebody real quick, and second of all, just tell myself that I'm okay.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing. Like, if you know, like, who you are as a person, nobody can say shit about you because you know what it is and what it's not. I think that's probably the point I was trying to make earlier about high school, about me being like very confident and stuff. I just knew who I was. So when somebody would say something, oh, she's annoying or she's this and she's that, and I'm like, well, I'm not. So it didn't bother me because the fact of the matter was they just didn't know. So it didn't really make me upset. So I would say if you're one of those people who's like find yourself caring about what other people think, or you just keep
I'll say
replaying.
that if you find yourself losing yourself to what other people
Okay, well,
like
yeah, I'll
losing
say
your
instead of
identity,
care, I
like
guess.
self confidence and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Go on.
If you feel bad when other people talk about you, if it actually makes you feel bad, then the answer is not exactly to just ignore them. It's more so to just learn about yourself.
Yeah, pay better attention to yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Because if somebody was to say like, "Oh, she's a hoe," I mean, you like to fuck, you like to fuck. That don't make you a hoe. But just stuff like that. Because if it's not true, it can't affect you. The only reason it makes you feel bad is because you believe it to be true, but it's not. So once you're in tune with, like, I'm okay with being this way, I like this about myself, then literally they can't say anything about you. I mean, it's pretty much impossible. Like, people used to talk about you a lot.
Why are you telling me?
I know, because for the podcast, why do you think I'm telling you?
What do you mean?
Like Malcolm is a very outgoing person, like to the max,
No
like
way.
all the time.
Wow.
No, like it was very extreme.
Nice.
It's very extreme to the point where we dang, where were we? It was after school or something, and me, him, and one of our other friends, two of our other friends at the time, were just hanging out after school, and he had a guitar, and he's laughing
Save
because
the
he knows
squirrels.
because he knows the story.
That was like they're in theater or something like that.
Yeah,
All
something.
those
I
theater
think it was
kids.
drama.
Yeah, drama.
Yeah, and the
Famous
four of
behavior.
us would just. He started strumming the guitar, and the four of us would just sit over there, and he would see people passing by in the hallway, and people
And I
he
was
did
like, I
not
was
know.
trying to gain support for a parking to stop the building of a parking lot in a
So
forest,
yeah, so he
so I
wouldn't
could save
kill
the
the squirrels.
Yeah.
Habitat. The squirrels were imaginary, so was
All
the
this is
parking lot.
yeah.
All this was in his head, but even still, he would see people walking by that he did not know
Mhm.
at all, and just invite them over to come sing about saving these
Had to have a little
imaginary
song
creatures,
circle.
and they would really do it.
Yeah,
So
people. We were
people,
all singing. It was
it was at the end of it. It was
hilarious.
probably like 15 of us there.
Seriously,
People we did not know.
hilarious. Save the squirrel.
Yeah.
Save the squirrel. Oh, save the squirrel.
Exactly.
Save the squirrel.
But the point is, like at the end of that, people would of course say that guy was kind of weird. That was kind of,
It goes
the
kind of
fuck was
weird.
that? But
was
because
fun.
he knows, you know, he's kind of a, outgoing person like that. He doesn't give a shit. So, they could have said it to his face and he would have just said, okay, and then
But for
left off.
back home, I would have been a little hurt.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you played it off very well. I think
I usually do. It's one of my worst strengths.
worst strengths.
Yeah, playing off like emotions.
Oh, is that
Shrugging
what
them
it is?
off.
Do I hurt your feelings a lot?
No.
Okay. I didn't think I
so.
did. You don't think
Not
so?
a lot.
Some?
It's not on purpose. Yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
It's
I
not on
do?
purpose, though. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think
Everybody
you
does,
do
but
that.
everybody
Nah.
means it.
I don't think you've ever hurt my feelings. Because I don't take you seriously at all. Like, I don't, it sounds fucked up, but like, I don't really care. Like, because you're you. But did that hurt your
I don't
feelings?
think I ever I don't think I ever said anything truly mean to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't said anything mean to you. So what did I say that hurt your feelings?
I don't know anything off the top of my head.
Wow.
I don't think it's anything you say. I don't think it's mostly when it comes to friends, it's not really what they say. It's they do little things and
What, because I
overthink
wouldn't text you
sometimes.
sometimes?
No. Well, yeah.
That's
In the past, yeah.
I'm a very bad, like, I shouldn't claim that. I'm getting better at communicating with people because this is what happens every time. He'll text me and I'll see the message and I'm like, shit, I'm about to answer it, but I got to do this first. And then I'll do that thing and then I'll forget. And then I'll be going through my phone.
And I don't like texting people twice because I know everybody's on their phone, so I know they see it. So if I don't get a text back, I'm just like, okay, they don't want to talk, fine.
Like I am, but I do a lot of work on my phone. So like I'll open the message and I'll be like, I'll be about to type and I'm like, wait, let me do this before I forget, and then I'll close it. So then the red thing, like the unmarked messages, is gone now. So then I'll forget, and then one day I'll just be scrolling through my messages, and like, oh shit, I forgot to text them back. That's what I do with pretty much everybody. My mom, my dad. I just don't answer my dad's text messages sometimes. But yeah, I got to get better at doing that. I do that to everybody. That's
Everybody?
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. Like it actually sucks.
It does, bro.
Yeah, it actually sucks. Sometimes, especially at times, we just want to talk to somebody real quick. Maybe not have a great day. And just want to text real quick or just talk on the phone for literally 2 minutes or something. Yeah, and then you just don't get a reply. It's fuck.
I'm good with that. If you call me, I'll answer. But text messages, that gives me the option to do it later, and then I never do it. But I'm good at picking up the phone. Oh, back. Let me scoot over. But yeah, so pretty much don't give a shit about what crappy people think because they're just sad, angry people, and they don't mean to be mean. I don't think anybody is born malicious.
Yeah, nobody's born that way.
What maybe serial killers?
Not even they're born that way.
But I mean, because they're killer kids and shit. There's no way you turn into a killer in 8 years and just killing people. I was wondering about that too.
Even I guess this is another topic anyway. But
I know.
I know. Killing ain't really bad. It's just
isn't it though?
we have these words
Okay, like if you're doing it to save yourself, okay, cool. But if you're a serial killer, you're taking someone's life away from them. Okay. That's bad. I think you don't think that's bad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing the sarcastic. No, that's good. Oh, but yeah, what's another reason you think people care? Or what's the word you
Put themselves
use?
down before
Like at the hands of other people, like what other people think.
not valuing themselves,
So self-infliction.
not taking the time to like get to know themselves.
Well,
Especially in this culture today, everybody's on their phones looking at other people constantly.
That's true.
Snapchat, Instagram, all
That's
this
true.
shit.
That's a hard one.
Oh, I like her hair. My God, I like her photo.
You don't even see like a whole lot anymore unless it's like the physical action of like double tapping or hitting the like button. But as far as like comments and stuff, I feel like it's pretty much all of it's negative. Unless
you
it's
think so?
yeah, majority of it because
Believe you,
it's
yeah.
either like underhanded comments or they say something
Yeah.
that they know they could have said a better way, but to be an asshole
They
and
just
get some
don't.
attention, they just write it differently.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that's hard to.
You don't need love, man. But you gotta love yourself first. That's the biggest thing I'm learning right now. You gotta love yourself first, then you can love other people.
Very true.
Because you cannot love somebody else and put yourself in the back burner. That shit does not work. We've all seen movies.
We've all seen movies.
All seen the movies.
At the end, that's always the message.
Seriously.
So do that. What was I gonna say though? You always make me forget what I was about to say.
I have that effect on them.
I don't know if that's a good thing or the bad thing, but okay. But no, yeah, I really forgot. Oh no, I was gonna say as far as like social media and stuff like that, you kind of have to see it for what it actually is. Because a lot of times, first of all, people don't actually look like that. They just, filter stuff and copy and paste and all this other shit. So that's not really something to compare yourself to because it's not real.
They're not really doing it because they think they look good. They're doing it because they are being told they look good, and that's where they get all their like not even self confidence from. I don't think it's like
real confidence.
Yeah, I don't think it's like even them being a person on social media. It's definitely them just like putting up some front for attention that they didn't get when they were younger, maybe, or just like
maybe they just want more.
That's the only way they know how to have a good day.
Have a good every
like
single
get
day. I'm
complimented by
posting.
somebody else or some shit like that. Make someone else feel bad.
Yeah, I guess so. Where's the comments? I don't know what the fuck is up with those people for real. Like,
talking about was like creeps or
no, not creeps. Obviously, they're just creepy. I'm talking about people who just spew venom. Like people
Trolls,
that really go for it. Like he's the ugliest bitch I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's funny to me because I've passed that point of like, okay, this is obviously ridiculous. But for some people who actually take it to heart,
that's what I'm saying. Like cyberbullying is a real thing to people. Like I get it, but just turn the phone off, close the laptop.
But that's not necessarily an option nowadays because you have to use it. Some people use it for work. Some people, do social marketing stuff like that. But no, you should be able. You should be able to have a good time on social media.
Yeah.
But you can't have it both ways. Like you can't be upset that somebody said something and then be like, "Well, I want to use my Instagram, but I don't want to read anything." Well, you can't do that, obviously. So pretty much what you got to do is just look at the situation for what it actually is, because it's not actually what you're seeing it to be. You're seeing it through all these layers of emotion and I'm fat and I'm ugly and all this other stuff. That's another.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
I'm ugly and I'm proud. SpongeBob is like literally the realest cartoon ever made.
Ugly and I'm proud.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
One of those ugly as someone else's. Damn, I need that.
Anyway, no. But another good point though about comparing yourself to people is that because I consider myself, I think I'm an attractive person just because I think I am. Is comparing yourself to people is not exactly a higher and lower scale. It's
like a hierarchy.
Yeah, it's not a hierarchy. It's just different. It's really all it is. Like I don't think there's a scale to how attractive a person is, not physically anyway, like overall. Like obviously there's some people that I'm not attracted to, but
it's all just like relative. How you feel about it?
yeah, but I'm more so saying like it's just different. Like if you were to go across the globe somewhere, people might be drooling over you like, oh my god, I never seen somebody so beautiful in my life. Like Africa, like of course white people over here think, not all white people. I have to say that, I guess.
Ain't no such thing as white people.
Well,
Or black people.
That's a whole nother
Tags.
episode. But people here could think, like, oh my god, she's too fat. She's, her head is too round. This, that, and third.
You eat just the right side.
Right, and then you go somewhere else, and it's like, oh my god, I need her, and everybody's like falling over the street to get to you. So it's not like a better or worse, better looking, worse looking situation, unless you just fucked yourself up, like you took a baseball bat to your face or something. Then I'm just envisioning somebody with a baseball bat fucking themselves
You
up.
used to tell me that you would take a baseball bat to the back of my skull.
Honestly, like, this is a sidebar. Like, I feel like everybody has a way that they would kill the people closer to them, because you get on my nerves so often. It's just like, yeah, if I had to kill, if it was a world where I would kill you, it would be a baseball bat, because you would just say some dumb shit, and I would just be trying to get you to shut up, and I hit you with the bat. That's just go crazy. Just keep smashing your skull. A lot of people tell me that they smother me. Yeah, like with a pillow, because like they want to be nice because I'm a nice person, but I can be annoying to them, so they're like, all right, just shut up, put this pillow over your face. No.
I ain't got nothing to say.
How would you kill me?
How would I kill you?
Yeah, and then we get back to the topic.
You already know mine. This
is about to be really extra.
It's about to be nasty.
Jesus. It's gonna be over the top ridiculous. I can tell you that right now. This nigga's gonna say I was gonna climb to the top of the skyscraper.
I'd break both your arms by the shoulder.
It's so specific.
So you're just not using your arm. Then I just like dunk your head in a pot of hot water and just hold it there.
Oh.
With the lid on and everything.
How is my head gonna stay in there with the lid? My neck is gonna be hanging out the pot.
I give you opportunity to breathe.
Oh, okay.
Depends on if you take them. If you're strong enough, I'll let you live. You're not.
What the fuck?
I respect strength.
I feel like if my face is boiling off, I think I'd probably try to get up.
There's your answer.
Okay. You just said you let me live, so I didn't even die in this scenario.
No, if you're strong enough to, you're not.
So what if I this nigga? So what is the option for if you already know I'm not?
I'm willing to let myself be surprised. I like to learn new things.
Okay. That's not. What are you gonna do with that information if you learn it?
It should be a real one. I'm sorry for breaking your arms. End.
That's a terrible.
Good.
No, I don't think so.
You learned your own inner strength. You don't need your arms.
Have a strong ass neck. Half melted face.
58 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much done. Any
last
final thoughts? I was gonna ask you first. Since you like to boil people's faces off.
My main idea I want to leave it with is just that you gotta know yourself first before you try to know other people, because it's so easy to get lost in other people's emotions. Like, be empathetic, but don't be sacrificial. I think that's good.
I like that one.
Be empathetic, but don't be sacrificial.
Okay, give a tip on how somebody can get to know themselves.
Right.
Got to make it reality.
At least if you're not a writer, if you don't like to write, at least once a week, write about how you feel, write about how your week went, write about your day. If you want to write every night, write about how something made you feel, the good and the bad. Especially focus on the bad if you are one to not pay attention to your emotional side. Just write about how something made you feel and how it didn't feel good. Really be honest with yourself about why it didn't feel good, so you can get somewhere with yourself instead of just tiptoeing around issues and trying to figure out why you are somewhere in your life that you don't want to be.
That's a big one. Don't lie to yourself, because you only set yourself up. You know when you're not telling the truth. You know you want to say, fuck that bitch because she this and she that, but you know you was the one acting crazy because you felt bad about yourself. Because
some people's life
smell like feet.
Some people's like every day.
Exactly.
Point your finger.
Exactly.
What about you, Sydney? What's yours? Well,
I just turn into fucking whoever
What do you
character
think?
that is. Anyway, my tip would be probably because people always say know yourself, love yourself, but nobody tells you like how to do it.
Right.
I would say probably just pay attention to how you feel in certain situations. Like, and a good way to measure that is by like, let's say you go out hang with friends. If you're steady looking at the clock, like, and you feel shitty, you feel like you have to tiptoe, not say this, not say that. Those are probably people that you don't feel comfortable around. So I would stay away from that. Now you know, okay, I don't like this type of person, or I need to stay away from this type of person, this type of energy. And on the opposite, let's say you go out and somebody's staring like shit at us through that window.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, all right, back the fuck up. I waved in the window. The dude walked away. Yeah. So on the opposite side of that, let's say you go out and you do something that you really enjoyed. Time just flew by. You didn't even look at the clock. You were smiling the whole time. Your gut hurts from laughing and all this other stuff. Then that's something that you obviously love to do, and keep that. So that way, if somebody tries to challenge that and be like, "Oh, you know,"
Speaking through that one now.
speaking through that. Pretty much, just pay attention to how you feel. Sorry, there's a guy watching us. We're in like the courtyard of Malcolm's apartment, and there's people staring at us through the window for some odd reason. So there's that. But just pay attention to how you feel in certain situations. If you feel good, if you feel satisfied, if you feel fulfilled after you do something, then that's something you like. If you feel the opposite, stay away from it, and that's how you learn what you like, what you don't like, and how to know yourself. But yeah, I think that wraps up this one. We're like an hour in, so I think that'll definitely suffice.
Just learn about yourself because we're all dead anyway, so.
We're all dying anyway, so you might as well learn this shit now
Dying style.
before you live a sad, hopeless life.
Something from this shit.
Honestly. But yeah, and that's probably the main thing I think of the whole podcast is don't take life too seriously because we're all dying anyway, so you might as well just enjoy it. Cool.
All right, yeah.
All right. Peace out.